on, friends? It is that time again. We're going hunting. We're going hunting for a whale. Is this the whale, though? That's the question. Is this the whale? Well, great synergy. As we look here, we got a 70 base arc with a 28 synergy. We got an Ember control of 9.6, which is a very respectable number. Ember generation of 28, which I also would have to say is a very respectable number. And then a board control of 17. All right, so we can deal with the boards. Now, the speed is a 10. Not overly incredible, but still not a bad number by any stretch. The board presence in terms of strength is quite low, and the creature count is also on the low side, but there are 17 pips of Ember. Now, with that being said, what are the standout things of this deck? We're going to go house by house, starting with this and moving our way over to Logos and then Saurian. So, right off the top, there is a quad exhume that obviously jumps out in your face like, hello. So here we are with that. And then going on with the board control, you have Just in Dis alone, three Fates, Key to Dis, and Harbinger of Doom. So those alone are going to make this deck just go boop, 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 boop. And then you have the recursion of Exhume if you need to bring Harbinger of Doom back for any reason. We're going to come back to those thoughts in a bit, the board wipe thoughts. So moving on to Logos, we got a Cutthroat Research triple interdimensional graft, which basically essentially says to your opponent that it is very likely that you will be able to take any extra Ember they have at any given time. Period. Full stop. You're just going to be able to do it. And as a result, you also have Master the Theory and Tau Vapors, as well as Dr. Millie to maybe save those interdimensional graphs for a rainy day. Those all exist. Quantum Finger Trap. That card I feel is going to be relevant. Yes, definitely. And you got an Edai and an Igor just to finish it off. So the Igor is really nice for a little dig to get what you need. I honestly this card really popped out to me is the Dr. Millie side of things. So Dr. Millie, with such a low creature count, I think this card could put in a lot of really fantastic work. And you can even set it up. You can allow yourself to get behind on board for that. I mean, not to mention all the board wipes. Now, let's move over to Saurian, which I feel is the reason you're playing this deck. This deck is going to be all about the Saurian. The only thing I will say is that the Saurian house, it wants to have Ember on the creatures. So things like the Key to Dis, the three Fates, and the Harbinger of Doom are counterintuitive to that. That being said, you got quad exhumes. So that means you can go early with some Saurian stuff, allow them to just get kind of done, and then you're okay. In fact, actually, now that I think about this, the Harbinger of Doom or Key to Dis play with exhumes in hand is fantastic, and then you can bring back your key pieces. So what do we really like, though? The Axiom of Grisk, I think, puts in a lot of work in this deck. You are going to have all your creatures with Ember on them. You have City-State Interest to start off. Imperial Forge, I feel that this card should go off every game. I see no reason why it shouldn't. And the Tau Vapors, Dr. Millie, Master the Theory plays are really going to lend credence to making sure Imperial Forge gets stored for when you need to use it. You got the double Brutodons, which are providing the taunt protection, which is I think is crucial for a number of reasons. First of all, there's 2, 4, 6, 7 creatures in Saurian, by far the most. The other ones only have 3 apiece. So we have Draco Praco, which is fine. Anything that causes an Exalting is really great. So again, you don't have the combo here, but you do have Aredo Hisaro. So that essentially makes the combo go off. Aredo Hisaru, I think, is quite possibly, aside from Golden Spiral. No, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Aredo Hisaru is, I think, the best card to pair with Imperial Forge, because of the fact that if you have other dinos, you're basically going to get to generate more Ember to go towards the key, plus put Ember on creatures, which will contribute to the condition of Imperial Forge, reducing cost. And then on top of that, if you're using it with other dinos, hopefully their ability exalts further, so you could just get that much closer to the end game of forging the key. That also being said is you have the Calphigian Ideal, which is really nice because that triggers on top of Imperial Forge. So you basically get the fact that it's reduced by the Ember on it, and then you can spend the Ember on it. So it is just, whew, amazing. Absolutely amazing. You love it. And then you got the Scudum, I think, is more of the early play. If you're going to get something out early and you need to protect it, that exists for that reason. Now, with all that being said, how does this deck play? So first off, this deck for me feels very much like it is a tale of three cities. You got Dis, Logos, and Saurian. You're obviously leaning to the Saurian play. Go, 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 go. I feel like as much as the Dis provides the board control, there may come a time when you don't want that, and you're just going to go. You're just going to leave it be. But the quad Exhume is nothing to scoff at. I think it can put a lot of work. I mean, let's say the Saurian equation is taken off. You can literally just have the quad Exhume come into play for throwing down an E-die to raise key costs, make your opponent maybe get more Ember to trigger an interdimensional graft in the future. Like, you have that Exhume E-die play as well. You could do Dr. Millie as well if it's in your discard to trigger that to archive and plan for the future. This deck has a lot of, I think, ways it can pivot. But at the end of the day, you're most likely going to be winning, in theoretically, from my analysis point of view, through the Saurian. Just getting that Saurian stuff going to town. That's what I think. Let's see if I am correct. Let's head on over to a game. All right, we're getting it in here. Ooh. All right. Routine Job, Ronnie, Double Brand. This is going to be interesting. I just went random. I should be actually queuing up games for this, but I'm going to be honest. I kind of on the fly decided let's do this today, so I didn't have a chance to really plan someone to be a part of this. Wow. I don't want this stuff this early, so unfortunately this is going to be a mulligan. And I don't want this either, so here we are. Bad position. All right, this is not a great start. My opponent has things I'm really worried about. My opponent has is the standardized testings, the graft as well. Oubliette could be fairly potent, and the Brens, if I'm going to be honest. The Brens are kind of a little bit tricky here. I think I just burn an Exhume. There's so many of them because I do want to cycle. And we just burn an Exhume, play Bornet's Touch. Treasure Map, Throwing Stars, Librarian, Glimmer. Yeah, I think I get rid of the Glimmer. And hope we did a little bit. Okay, we did. The Dr. Millie. I want them to put out some creatures here so I can Dr. Millie save my Saurians. That's where we're going for now. Did they play both routine jobs? Oh, you both love and hate to see it. Okay, so I can archive 2 cards. We're going to go Logos, Imperial Forge. I think I want to go Gargantodon over the Scudum. Because if I get some other creatures, I'm going to want to use those. So we're going to go that way. Then we'll play the Quantum Finger Traps. And here we go. The wild wormhole. I don't know how I missed there was a wild wormhole in this. What? How did I miss that? Did I seriously miss a wild wormhole? I did. I went right over it. That's a scary card in this deck. All right. So they're getting their pieces. I got some of my pieces here. So what could the wild wormhole bring that I really don't want to see? Non-Imperial Forge. You know what? It's actually not that bad. Cincinnatus Rex. It's really not that bad. So we're going to lean into that. So we're going to go Logos again. No. We're going to see, I want to get rid of this, but I'm also worried about a fight thing. So we're just going to go like this. Get rid of that. Play the graft. Play the wild wormhole. Okay, that worked quite well, actually. Do I want the Axiom of Grisk? Do I want the Twin Bolt? Or do I want the Harbinger? This is a tough one. I think I go Twin Bolt to gain some Ember. We're going to keep advancing. Okay, now we're getting into positions where I cannot ignore the situation here. The question is, do I Imperial Forge? I do have a double Exhume. Actually, you know what? I lean into the Exhume Dr. Millie to archive more of my pieces to close out the game. That's what I think I'm going to do here. Perfect. Can they go into check? Because that I would not be a fan of. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go Dis. The Aredo Hisaro. I kind of regret my life choices now. All right. Because the Cincinnati Rex is really good with the Aredo. So this is where I'm having my issue with what I want to do. So we're going to go Exhume. I am going to still Dr. Millie. And I think I'm going to throw... I'm actually going to throw the Cincinnatus Rex in there for now. Then I'm going to Exhume again. Bring back Igor for the cycle. Kelphigian Ideal, 3 Fates, Brutodon Auxiliary. I think I want the Ideal right now. It provides the Saurian turn, and I may just go for the Saurian turn next. I need them to have a bit bigger board so I can really utilize the Cincinnatus Rex the way I want to. So then I can have a really big Saurian turn. Oh, they have interdimensional graft. So I have to be... Oh, no, they don't. Perfect. Okay, we're doing it now. Okay, we got to be smart about this. So I'm not stealing anything except for Cutthroat. So I'm going to play that there. Play that there. Play that there. Play that there. Okay, we're gonna put the Calfigian ideal here. We're also going to put the scutum there. We're going to play Oredo Hisaro, deploy left here. Yes, I'm gonna forge the key here. Exalt, Enrage, Shadows. We'll then have Cincinnatus Rex fight into Ronald, which allows me to remove these stuns. Reap, Reap, Exalt. We just choose Shadows again. Okay, so I got 6. Yeah, so then we should be able to Imperial Forge here. And still put me in a good position to do what I need to do. Here we go. So now they have to sacrifice their Bren in some way, but it also has the ability to not be killed just from fighting. They have to actually physically kill it. In order to do that, I don't see how they can do that actually. And when they steal, they don't actually get the Ember, it gets captured. So I think they're in a pickle here. And I got the graphs. We will be going dinosaurs for the next little bit here. Ah, standardized testing. Perfect. That actually worked really well because it did nothing of import. Okay, so I can't read with Saurian next turn. I can live with that. I think I actually just cycle here. I do really want to get rid of this though. I'm going to give it to them because I'm actually just going to go way ahead here. So we are just going to play cards and cycle. And there is the things I need. I'm guessing they call Logos again. Just saying. And they'll Seismo and Tagler again. I don't imagine you place Professor Studekin like this without having a plan. But I may be wrong. Their artifact control consists of not consisting of. Okay, here it comes. Oh, there it is. Help from Future Self. So they get their graft back now. But it may be too little too late. Of course, they got their graft in the cycle. That is just... that's stupid. We shall make their keys cost 9. I kind of need to deal with the Stutterkin, but at the same time, I'm okay that not being the case. Okay, so we're going to go Dis. I'm actually going to discard that, and then we're just going to evil eye here. Make them keep calling. I think I exhume. I think I exhume Igor again. No, I'm about to shuffle. Okay, so if I'm going to exhume, I got to keep that in mind as I'm about to shuffle. Maybe it's the Brutodon. We'll see if they just keep going Logos and stopping me. I mean, they're entirely inclined to do so, but they're not. Save the pack. Oh, they're everywhere. Save the pack is about to happen. Okay. This actually is really good. That is not. I need to actually kill their stuff. I'm actually in trouble here. I am like seriously in trouble right now. What can I exhume that actually will put in work for me here? All right, so I can get it down to 4. Yikes. How did the plot go wrong? I for sure did something wrong. That much I feel quite certain about. I did something wrong here. Hmm. So there's the chance that I go with the Dr. Millie, but yeah, so I exhume the Dr. Millie to archive 3 cards to actually set up an Edai play the following turn so they can't forge. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Or, because if I go City State Interest, I capture 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts them at 6 and does not help me. So I think I do have to. What is my 1 card left? Tau Tau Vapors. Okay, so I'm drawing that no matter what. Okay, yeah, I'm going with this archiving play, which I don't know if it's the right one. I'm like actually in serious trouble here. Okay, so I must archive. I weaken one thing by strengthening another. Okay. All right, folks. Here we go. The graft is too little too late. So I'm kind of stalling out here in the weirdest way possible. This Dusk Witch is a huge problem. Oh, this is just all bad. So I'm kind of in a position where I need to keep stalling out ever so slightly. / get my Imperial Forge. So I need to almost like stall out and get my Imperial Forge. So that being said, I may have to do board control with the Rex. Oh, this is just all bad. I basically need my Imperial Forge somehow. Standardized testing both helps and hurts me. So they're saying I cannot read Wistorians. That's fine. That was not good. Okay, I know what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to close out the game myself with an Imperial Forge. Okay, that was their turn. This was actually not too bad. So we go Logos. We start off with the Tau Tau Vapors. Archive a card, so we archive that. We then go Cutthroat to steal 2 to keep me in the game. Play Interdimensional Graph to put me in check. I don't think I worry about Dusk Witch. And then I play Edai on the left. And we put Bornit's Touch in the archives. And because of the fear of Ronnie, I think I actually just don't let them dig anymore. All right. Hope and a prayer, folks. Hope and a prayer. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, it's deal 2 damage to a creature. So I guess it makes no difference. Let's see what they got. I did not get what I needed. So once Edai dies, I'm in trouble. Although I do have the Exhumes to get Edai back. That's the one good thing. All right. Okay, I'm actually still okay. Oh, I like this. Do I save the Evil Eye because it protects me? This is the question. This is the real question. Do I save the Evil Eye because it protects? No, you know what? I just go up to 8 because then it negates. I actually have 9 Ember right now. And there's the Imperial Forge. Okay, I think I can pull this off now. I still win. Got there. All right, so yeah, this deck is a thing. Like the ability to just continuously stall out, and I had the game even if this wasn't going to go down this way, because of the fact that I could put Broododon, Cincinnatus Rex, Aredo Hisaro all in the mix, plus City State Interest. It would have gone off here, so I would have had 1, 2, 3, and then I would have gotten 1, 2. So that's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I would have been way over no matter what. So that is pretty impressive. This deck literally held out. Like, look at that. They only could have won with the key cheat, and I had multiple outs here. This deck is really good. So let's take a look at it again. Asking price 1,200 euros. Well, I have to say that I'd have to see it against some really top tier stuff, but I feel like that is not a ridiculous price for this deck. It's a lot of money, but the way it was able to control at the end there so consistently and calling a house that was completely useless. Not to mention they had Seismo Entangler, which really stopped me from moving forward. If they had not had that Seismo Entangler, I think the game would have been over way faster. And look at this. There was a Dusk Witch on board and a Starterkin, which I did not address at all, and it actually did not stop the deck from winning. It still had the tools to work around that. I think this is a yes. 1,200 might be a little bit high, but I mean, it's definitely in the high. Like, you're paying around 1,000 for this deck. I actually think is not unreasonable from the way it plays. I do not think I would buy this deck. This is a yes for the whale. I think it might be worth the money. 1,200 really makes you think it needs to be tested further, but I do not think that this deck is being overrated for what it does. It is really good. So this is a whale right here. We need to hunt this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts. How much would you pay for this deck too? Because I think we can establish this deck is worth buying as a whale. What is the amount you would pay if you agree that this is a whale deck that's worth it? I'm curious on that. So tell me your thoughts on what you think in that regard, okay? Thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Don't forget, I got some Worlds Collide deals going on right now. We're running low on mass mutation, so if you still want that, hit me up. Have a good one.